It's Luke Howard Live at Christmas. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So lovely to have your company on this fine, a bit miserable day. It's a bit cloudy out there. Hello! Welcome to the next Christmas show. It's Saturday the 12th of December, which means only 12 days to go until Christmas. Or is it 13 days? It's something like 13 days. It is 13 days. I am right, aren't I? Yes, it is. 13 days to go until Christmas Day, this very day. Lovely to have your company. Kickstart Christmas with me, the one and the only Luke Howard. Got lots of very strange things on the show today, just to let you know. Lots of good things to talk about, because we talk about everything on this show, including, we're covering today how to make wreaths out of your own Brussels sprouts. I know, it's all kicking off on the show today, I tell you. How to make Christmas wreaths out of Brussels sprouts, but don't eat them, please. But, yeah, so we're going to be talking about that in a little while, and we're going to be talking more news as well. Now, we're also going to be, we've got lots of Christmas things to look forward to on the show today. I know we can't really play games because you can't see what I'm doing, but we will be playing lots of great music and getting Christmas already on the show today. We're also going to be talking about what national days it is as well, because it's gingerbread day today. It's gingerbread day. I don't like gingerbread, to be honest with you, but it's very, very nice, and it's a nice biscuit, but I don't eat gingerbread, personally. But, yeah, so it's very nice, so we'll talk a little bit about that later on. Now, yesterday, I've got to mention, at the Ware College, where I was yesterday, they were selling all these lovely bits and bobs. Bottles with, like, Christmassy lights in there, and all painting, which is very nice. I brought one of them, and I also brought some of these. I thought these were biscuits. Last night, I completely forgot. I went to get these little biscuit. I thought they were biscuits. They're not biscuits. They're made out of sourdough. They're like a salt or something. They're like little Christmas decorations you put on your Christmas tree. And I thought that they were Christmas biscuits. And I tried them and I went, oh, they taste horrible. They weren't Christmas biscuits. I completely forgot. So I do apologise. So I got a couple of those, and I got something else as well. So I've been doing my Christmas shopping, which has been very, very nice. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing. So there we go. Yeah. So today is, of course, like I said, it is gingerbread day, so we will be talking about gingerbreads on this very show a little later on this very show. Now, we have to kickstart today's show with talking about the passing of Barbara Windsor. I was in shock when I heard that she died. I mean, she did have Alzheimer's. She had a battle of Alzheimer's for a couple of years. So we're going to discuss her, okay, on this show, because amazing lady, absolutely amazing. She had a career, basically most of her life spanned out of her career. So we're going to be discussing, but we're going to talk about how she inspired dementia sufferers, because she did have it, but she was an EastEnders star. She was amazing. I loved her in EastEnders. It's so sad that she passed away. So we are going to be discussing her on this show, because I think it'd be good to talk about that, because I think we should talk about her, because she was an amazing lady. She was brilliant on EastEnders, and of course all those Carry On films. So we're going to be talking about her right in a moment. But first, I must say how you can contact Britain's Best Radio Show on this very day. I mean, lots of you are thinking, how the heck do I get in contact with Britain's Best Radio Show? Well, you can email me. It's Luke Howard, which is 345-457@student.hrc.ac.uk. Or you can find the other email, which is GaryJHoward68@hotmail.com. Or you can also find the show on Instagram. It's the Luke Howard fan page. Woo! So do get in touch with us on those great links. Or you can use the hashtags, hashtag Luke Howard, hashtag Luke Howard Live, or hashtag Listen to Luke Howard Live, or hashtag Merry Christmas on Luke Howard Live. I just made that up, by the way. So yeah, so let's kickstart then. We're talking about Barbara Windsor then, because she died yesterday at the age of 83 years old, which is a remarkable age to pass away of. Absolutely brilliant. My nan, she's 81, and she's still going strong. My granddad's 82. He's going to be 83 in January, so he's still going strong as well. So, she died. I mean, we all knew that she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, would you believe, 6 years ago. We all knew she had Alzheimer's all those years, but she had it, and she became a campaigner for those losing living with dementia. It's going to be following the star's death of the age of 83. Charities have praised for her for helping bring the disease out into the open. I mean, she was so, with Barbara, she was so, free. Do you know what I mean? Like, she went out there, she spoke to people. She reminded me a little bit of Princess Diana. It was just she's just a bit like Princess Diana, but with a little twist. Do you know what I mean? She was Princess Diana, but with a little bit of a twist. So, yeah, that's how I thought of her. I thought of her as Princess Diana with a little bit of a twist. Now, Helen Marshall, she's 50 years old, she's from Halifax. She said Barbara's campaigning made it easier to speak to her from mum, who lives in her mum, Audrey. Her name's Audrey, her mum. And she spoke to her mum all about dementia after she was diagnosed back in 2015. Now, she's 50 years old, as I just said, and she says that she vividly remembers how they'd watched Dame Barbara visiting the Prime Minister at number 10, where she did deliver a letter signed by 100,000 people pleading for better care for sufferers. Now, she was such an icon in their generation as well as theirs for somebody who's famous to come out and talk about it, and it was a shift for her mum. And she said that she's explaining that until that point, Audrey, who's 88, she was never diagnosed with her diagnosis. But no one really knows if you do forget, or if it was an dental, or with an emotional, a denial, or with a dementia that you don't even know. But after seeing the footage, Audrey acknowledged her condition, because she had the condition as well, and it was quite visible, the effect, and she had on Dame Barbara, and she thought that was resonated with her mum. Now, she also believes that, I think it's the attitudes towards those, I think it's with the dementia, that have changed ever since she shared candid and details of the effects of dementia on every aspect of life. I mean, she was an amazing lady. She did so much stuff, and she lived her life as a normal person, and she loved going out there. My favourite part was when she went in the Come Fly With Me programme. That was my favourite part of her. And she sat in for Elaine Page on Radio 2 on Sunday afternoons as well. So she didn't stop her career. But Kate Thomas from Godlington in Oxfordshire, she said that campaigning by her was her husband Scott Mitchell, amazing person. He was so important in the effort to raise awareness and encourage funding to find a cure for dementia. Now, I must say, we've got a special Christmas interview. I know it's got nothing to do with this, but I've just remembered. We've got a Christmas interview coming up with my friend Michael. I think that's next week sometime, but we'll soon let you know about that. Now, going back to this, because it was actually, because I'm goading on this one, because this is a really good story to talk about, because they were instrumentally in trying to get awareness, and they were trying to get it out as well in their openness about the disease. And I mean, we all know that Alzheimer's is a big disease, a very big one. And it's quite big, Alzheimer's, because it does affect quite a lot of people. Now, Katie ran 2 marathons this year, which of course included the London Marathon, in memory of her friend or father, which is Cyril Peach, an Oxford University professor who was diagnosed with Alzheimer's back in 2015, the same year as Barbara Windsor. He died aged 78 in October 2018. But she also raised 100,000 for dementia research through the 2 events. And it was first completed in her village during the spring lockdown, and the second in Oxford, and where where her dad lectured in geography at St Catherine's College this autumn. Now, Katie says that she was inspired to take on the fundraising challenges. It was after cheering on runners taking part in last year's London Marathon in a team called Barbara's Revolutions. That was what it was called. They joined a Facebook page, which Barbara's husband Scott was a massive part of, and they got to know a lot of people and started running as well. Now, the training has since helped with their grief, and they're just getting out, because when the lockdown happened, it was all being able to get out in the fresh air and run. Get out there, get some fresh air, was what they were trying to say. Get out there, get some fresh air, please. It's also their own time, and time to think of others, and of course themselves, and think about their father, which really helped them in that way. And he said, I do feel very close to him when I do run. Well, of course you feel very close, because you just started running. So Dame Barbara Windsor and her husband Scott went public with her condition in 2018, which was 2 years ago. And it was after her diagnosis. And the same year, she appeared on a video in aid of a campaign to raise funds and change attitudes towards this very condition. She's also also asking to make a stand against dementia, and her husband and former EastEnders co-stars raised £150,000 by running other families in aid of dementia campaign. Now, Pam St Clement was speaking on This Morning yesterday, and so was Christopher Biggins, and they did it very well on there, because yesterday they were supposed to do their This Morning panto, and they spoke about Barbara Windsor, which is absolutely brilliant, and they spoke about it very well. Now, Dame Barbara was created by her friend and former Albert Square co-host Ross Kemp. He made an ITV documentary on dementia for helping them change the way that people thought about the very condition. Now, Robert Brattle was diagnosed with Alzheimer's 3 years ago and said that he does take living with the disease. Now, he will often forget what room he is in, but he won't know where the bathroom or the toilet is. And his wife, Karen, will have to guide him through the process of getting changed. Karen says that Dame Barbara was going public about her diagnosis and has been important to get the government talking about it and hopefully do something about it. But hopefully the mental issue won't stop, and it will get more people like Rob and herself that will go out and talk. Now, people inside the houses that have shame, we need it though, because they do need to do the same thing to get out on the platform, and so that we can get the help that we all need. Downing Street said the government has committed to significantly increasing research funding over a number of years to help improve defection and care for people living with dementia. We'll leave that story there, I think, for now. This very interesting story. And that is the Dame Barbara Windsor, who was born on the 6th of August 1937 and died on Thursday, the 10th of December 2020. Our thoughts are with her family, of course, and everyone out there who is very sad about it. Don't worry, our thoughts are all with you about Dame Barbara's death. So, God bless you, Dame Barbara Windsor. Okay, so we're moving on now because I want to talk about how to make a Brussels sprout Christmas wreaths. So, lots of people have been thinking about this. I mean, it's a really festive thing, but, I like this. I think it's really good. So, we're going to have a go ourselves and talk about this. We're only going to talk about it. We're not going to actually make a wreath of Brussels sprouts. I mean, I think it's a good idea, but if I made one, I'll end up eating them all. I love my Brussels sprouts, but not everyone does enjoy eating sprouts at Christmas. But there a florist, would you believe? Listen to this, because a florist in Southampton has come up with a novel way to still include them in the festivals. Now, Andrea Hillard from Southampton was asked to make a wacky wreath for her daughter and took inspiration from the greengrocers. It has received thousands of likes on Twitter, so Andrea made another one and says it's a simple idea that anyone could try at home. Let's just have a little listen to the video. I know you can't see it, but you'll just hear.
Every year my daughter says to me, "Mum, can you make me a wacky wreath for the door?" And so I try and do something really different. I used an oasis wreath, filled it with greenery, some nice cupressus and pine from the garden, and then wired them all individually, one by one, and then continued to actually fill the green wreath with the sprouts. Simple as that. Sprouts notoriously don't smell too good as they get old. I hope it won't be too pungent. My husband said, "Aren't you going to put any baubles in or anything?" I said, no, it's the sprouts, that's the thing. My daughter, in her usual style, she took a photograph and put it on Twitter, and I understand it's gone quite crazy and it's been liked by lots of people, so it was quite a surprise, really. A lot of people, haven't had the chance to go out and buy much, so it's simply something you could do quite simply at home.
Do you like sprouts?
No, I don't like sprouts at all.
Such a lovely thing to do, isn't it? I mean, I think it's a different thing. I mean, we've never tried it, but then you just heard, has anyone ever had battered Brussels sprouts? No, I have never had battered Brussels sprouts, and I never will. But anyway, going back to the Brussels sprout Christmas decoration, I think the wreath is a very good idea, and I think, get out there, people, make a wreath of Brussels sprouts. I might even go off and do it this afternoon myself, because I think it's a very good idea. So well done to you. What's her name? Her name is Andrea. Well done, Andrea Hillard from Southampton. You've come up with a very good idea there. So I might go off later on today after I finish the show and go and make myself a Brussels sprout Christmas wreath. You learn something every week on this show, and I've just learned something new on this very show, and that was how to make a Brussels sprout a Christmas wreath. Now, we are going to talk a little tiny bit quickly about Brexit. Now, the trade talks between the UK and European Union are continuing in Brussels, which is, I believe, one way, which is the way to deal. I think it's with until a deadline is imposed by the 2 days' sides. Now, oh my God, where is this? Anyway, so the leaders of both parties have warned